Honestly, I think a lot of us need to, when we're in our emotions and we're just writing these stuff out. And I don't want to make it seem like your side is not valid. I really don't want to make it seem like that. But life, one of the constant stuff in life is change, and that is your relationship. A close friend you were with in high school, if you two go to separate colleges or universities, you might not be as close as you were in high school. That's fine. That is one of the life trajectories. Even people you were close with in college, once you enter the workforce or you go study abroad or you do whatever, you start a business, you might not be as close to them when you were in college. And especially if you're in a friend group where one person is married, one person is a CEO, the other person is working a 9 to 5, y'all are not all on the same page. But I think the one page we need to all have is respect. Hello and welcome to Kitchen Table Advice. My name is Paola and I am the host of this podcast. This podcast is a safe place where you can ask for any advice you want. It can be relationship advice, both platonic or romantic, career advice, or life advice. I wanted to create a safe place where you can ask for your advice without fear. My purpose here is to serve as a guide and give you a different perspective for you to eventually both find your purpose in life as well as your voice. As a reminder, every name will be anonymous and your identity will always be kept a secret. This is not professional advice and I am not a licensed therapist or psychologist. Just think of this as advice you would get from a close friend on a kitchen table. So, let's begin. Hello, my wonderful gems. How are you? I hope you're doing amazing. If you're a returning gem, welcome back. If you're new here, hello, how are you? Make sure you set out the vibe, and if you like what you're listening to, then please feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. Okay, so as usual, we just jump into the story of the episode. I need my glasses to read. Yeah, I can't. Okay. Woo. So, the title of the story is Feel like a former friend is buying friendship back. How do I respond? What is the fine line between politeness and boundaries here? Okay, let's jump in. My partner's best friend. Your partner's best friend. My partner's best friend, they're both 30, is married to a woman who is now my friend through the transitive property. Huh? Okay, she is 29 and I'm 27. Okay, so the girl's 29, you're 27. The guys have been friends since. I understand. So your partner has a best friend and now that best friend is dating someone else. Got it. Ooh, this is messy already. The guys have been friends since they were kids and we became really good friends with them as a couple like 4 years ago. We saw them through dating, engagements, and our marriage. It was great until the wedding, lol. They had a lot of wedding events and long destination weddings. That was just a lot. After the wedding, parentheses, the boyfriend was the groomsman, and they never sent a thank you card or talked to anyone or acknowledged the week of PTO in the summer. The travel, the shower, the engagement party, nothing, and just stopped responding to us too. His friends said they had to save money after the wedding and they would show up only to big events at someone's house or where the food/booze was free, basically. She also berated her husband's family for looking cheap at her wedding and berated the guests for not wearing floor-length gown even though the dress code was a black tie optional. Parentheses, it was also outdoors in the south on turf in a 96 degrees, so sorry, wearing a long dress was going to be super rough. Yeah, that's understandable. I know weddings are a lot, but I think this made me see a side of her that really struck a chord with me. Anyways, so we wished out for the holidays and they asked us about New Year's and after. No response. Or they would commit, then the day before the event they would just call out sick and said they had to work/travel, etc. Just excuses every time. By January, there was a time when they canceled 4 times. Parentheses, it's weird because they would say yes, let's do it, blah, 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 give us a date and time, and the day before, they would just cancel and then ask to reschedule for the following weekend and then cancel the following weekend. After the third time, I assumed it was a cancellation and double book plans because I figured they would cancel. In parentheses, they did. I checked in every time and I asked if they were okay. And they would tell me to not worry about it, and it was the same excuse. The last time the baby was out, she made plans with me, and then my partner texted my boyfriend to and said, parentheses, my wife told me to please tell insert my name. We cannot make it to dinner this weekend due to work travel happening the following week. Close parentheses. Which was weird and passive aggressive. I figured she was too embarrassed to cancel on me on the fourth time on her own, so her husband kind of outed her. My partner was particularly upset because it was his best friend from childhood, and I was upset because I was good friends with the wife. This is a lot to read. 4 months later, they still have done. Why? I don't know why my energy is so down. I was so happy before reading this, but now my energy is down. I don't like this energy. Okay. 4 months later, they still have zero contact, and it's just weird. I moved on and focused my time on people who respect my time and energy. And my birthday is coming up, and she texted my partner asking for my mailing address, parentheses, which she should have from the wedding a couple of months ago. I was given a save the date, bachelorette invite, shower invite, wedding invite, and everything. She said she would send a gift. Not sure why she didn't have the balls to text me, but also we are not in a place where we're just showing up and surprising each other on our doorsteps. I'm over the cancellation and realize she's going through it or doesn't care about people's time, which is a non-negotiable respect thing on my end. I feel like she's using it to weasel back, but also still doesn't feel the need to text me or show up in person, sit down to have a meal. It's easy to click add to cart and ship to somebody else's house. I just don't think it's appropriate to be absent with someone for 8 months and ghost them for 4 of those months, then try to buy them a nice gift as a parenthesis surprise. Obviously, I get that I have to be thankful slash gracious and send a message once it arrives. I don't want to do the whole song and dance of, oh, thank you so much, or, oh, we should catch up soon, only to probably be canceled on again. It's not about the present, it's about the response and not wanting to be approached like that on my birthday. Parentheses, which I will be spending out of town on a work trip anyway. Ha ha ha. Okay. Oh, okay. Um I I don't know where I stand with this story. I really don't. The thing that happens in life is, oh my gosh, why do I feel so drained? I don't know what the heck happened. Okay. The one thing that is constant in life is change. You can't expect your relationships to be the same as they were before this happened. I like I understand your frustration as to how you were friends with this girl. You were a couple friends and you fall as a couple, two couples, four people. I don't know. And maybe my advice is based on the fact that when I was reading your story, I felt really, really, really drained. Now I'm starting to kind of feel a little bit better. I don't know if this is the energy of the advice. Okay, time out. Most of the time, I just read stuff and I give my advice, but like this story, for some reason, just made me feel yucky. I don't like clingy energy by nature. That's just not me. And I don't like talking about myself, which is so surprising. Now I feel like justifying why I feel so down and so low when just literally a couple of seconds before reading this story, I was fine. But and now I feel so low. I don't know. Could you be a little bit clingy? And you might not like the fact that I'm using the word clingy, but it's just like think people change. And you have not described if she's living in another town as you. Was she living in another town before you guys were? Okay, I understand you guys used to go out periodically multiple times. So she was probably living close. But now that she got married, she had a whole destination wedding, made you fly out there and yada yada yada. And now they're married. Are they still living around? Like, have they changed? Because her life and her boyfriend's life, now they're, I don't want to make it sound like boyfriend and girlfriend is not the same as a married couple, but it's not the same as a married couple. All right. Now they are focusing, like, they're going about life a little bit differently than yours and your boyfriend. I don't know how it is going with you and your boyfriend. I mean, I would imagine that if you guys are probably happy whether you want to be married or not, that's none of my business. But it's just their life are completely different. Your life are different. And it's not unusual for people to change when they either enter, I guess, enter a different chapter in their lives, or become, such as getting married or becoming a mom or having a job in another place. Like, that's not uncommon. That happens all of the time. However, I do think it is very immature and very irresponsible of her to tell you, yes, she wants to do this activity and then bail out the last minute. That is completely immature and irresponsible. But I'm also not sure if it's because you were such a close friend group and now that she's married, she feels like she has to compensate for that. She has to agree, and then other stuff fall on the wayside. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not really sure. And this might be unpopular opinion, but I just think she's in a different chapter of her life. And you guys may not you guys might not get along as well as you need to, and that's okay. That's okay. She was a seasonal friend. She's not a friend who's going to be there 24/7. It's unfortunate. But friendships adapt with time. Your guys are both 30. You are 25. You're 27. She's 29. Listen, friendships adapt. Okay. Now that she's married, does she want to have a baby? Does she want to do all that? Honestly, I think it is unfair. Honestly, I think a lot of us need to, when we're in our emotions and we're just writing these stuff out. And I don't want to make it seem like your side is not valid. I really don't want to make it seem like that. But life, one of the constant stuff in life is change, and that is your relationship. A close friend you were with in high school, if you two go to separate colleges or universities, you might not be as close as you were in high school. That's fine. That is one of the life trajectories. Even people you were close with in college, once you enter the workforce or you go study abroad or you do whatever, you start a business, you might not be as close to them when you were in college. And especially if you're in a friend group where one person is married, one person is a CEO, the other person is working a 9 to 5, y'all are not all on the same page. But I think the one page we need to all have is respect. So I do think it is very disrespectful of her to try to make it seem like she can attend all these stuff that you're inviting her to and then bailing out the last minute. I think that is very unfair, that's very immature and very irresponsible. I don't think she's respecting your time there at all. However, I also don't think you should be expecting her to dedicate the same amount of time she was dedicating to before she got married. For some people, they can get into a relationship, does not change at all. Your relationship with them is not going to change. She's still going to be there. She's still going to have your back, and she's still going to be supportive. Other people, they get in a relationship, they're nowhere to be seen. I'm sure we have all experienced this as women some point in time. And I'm referring to girls. Some girls get in a relationship and your relationship with her does not change. It's exactly the same. She's still talking on the phone with you for hours on end, and she's still going to be that supportive friend. Other people get in relationship, they're nowhere to be seen until the guy does something stupid, and then she comes back and cries to the girl group. It happens. It is one of the things in life. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it's one of the stuff that happens. And yes, you liked this girl as a friend. Yes, you felt like she was a great confidant or a great conversationalist, or she just had amazing ideas, amazing style, whatever. However, now she's in a different chapter of her life and she's moving differently. That's all it is. So, to be honest, I think she went from a close knit friend to more of a periphery friend, and just you might not like this, and if you're in a similar situation, you're probably not gonna like my advice. But to be honest, it is just better to accept people for how they want to come into our lives. I find that when I just accept people as the way they want to come into my life, it's just so much easier. If they want to come in as a close friend and they invest that time, they invest all those stuff, they listen to me, they support me, I support them, and they want to be close with me, I accept them for that. If I like them, if I don't like them, it's just but if they just want to be an in-between friend, I'm kind of here, I'm kind of not there, I'm kind of dedicated, I also respect that too. I know they're dealing with some of the stuff. Maybe they don't think they can even trust me enough with that situation. So they just kind of want to dip their toes in or whatever. And then some people just want to be acquaintances. Let's just accept people for how they want to be in our lives. Not everyone has to be close to us. Not everyone has to be buddy buddies. We don't all have to be best friends. If someone wants to be a seasonal friend after being a close knit friend, let's just chalk it up to, well, it's life. Maybe that might be dismissive or I don't know, something else. I don't know. But I just find that when I accept people for how they want to, come into my life is just so much easier. I don't have to wonder this, that, and the third. It's just, okay, so if you are serious, you have intentions to be a close friend, or this also applies to romantic partners. But men are a little bit different. But yeah, but it's like she doesn't want to be as close. It doesn't seem like she's prioritizing the friendship with the group or the bond she has with you. Maybe she's just prioritizing her marriage at this point. And honestly, that's fine. She just got married. That's understandable. You might not like it. I'm not saying it's right, but it is understandable that she would prioritize her marriage. It is understandable if she wants to have children and then have a family with this man, that she would prioritize that over the friendship she has with you. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm not saying it's right, but it is understandable. And even if you're on the other end, you don't want to change because you're in a relationship. You still want to be the exact same way you were single as you were in a relationship. That too is understandable. Let's not try to vilify people for how they want to show up. That's all I'm going to say. Let's not try to vilify people for how they want to show up. However, I do agree that her saying she wants to participate and then break it off the last minute is just embarrassing. It's immature, it's irresponsible. Girl, you can just say you can't make it. We understand life is different, right? But it's just, I don't know. I don't know. Part of it might also be because she feels like you might hate her for not saying yes. But then in saying yes and canceling the last minute, it just makes her look worse. It would be better if she just womaned up and said, I can't do this one. But, some people don't want to come off as mean or whatever because of women have been generally indoctrinated to suppress their feelings and just go along to get along. But yeah, that's my advice. If you're in a similar situation in this person, I would just tell you the friendship dynamic has changed, and just either accept it for what it is or call her out of your life. That's You will probably not be as close as you were before because she's just not invested in the relationship as she was before. And that makes sense. That's understandable. So yeah, so that is it. Oh, I feel much more energized now. Anyways, okay, so that is it. Thank you so much for spending your day with me, and please let me know what you thought of my advice in the comment section below. I really love hearing your advice, especially when it comes to women friendship. I feel like we tend to romanticize friendship with women just like we can kind of romanticize romantic relationships, and it's just maybe this is easy way out, but I just think let's just allow people for how they want to show up in our life. And if we don't like them, you don't have to, they don't have to be in your life. But if you do like them, you like their vibe, their energy, the conversation you have with them, just accept them for how they want to show up in your life. Not everyone will want to be close buddy friends with you. Not everyone would do that to go to every excursion, but she might occasionally come once a month, twice a month. I don't know. It depends. People are different. So that's just how I see it. And if you ever want to send your story to us, then please visit our website, which is kitchentableadvice.com. That is where we get some of our story suggestions as well as business inquiries. Our website also has blogs where we talk about political stuff, social stuff, mostly philosophical stuff. I don't like getting to the political too much. It drains me. And we have art that is just, I just call it weird contemporary art, as well as poems made by yours truly. So if you want to support me, then please visit the website, kitchentableadvice.com. And yeah, thank you so much for listening to this, and I'll see you next week. Bye.